The letter that made a 60-year-old man cry. A 100-year-old father wrote 4 pieces of advice to his 60-year-old son. The son read it and broke down in tears. Why? Because he realized he had wasted 40 years ignoring these truths. Number 2 will hit you like a truck. Number 3 explains why most people fail at relationships. And number 4, it's the one thing nobody tells you about success. Let me show you exactly what this wise old man discovered after living an entire century. Here's what makes this story different. This isn't just some random list of tips. This father watched his son struggle for 6 decades. He saw him make mistakes, lose relationships, and chase the wrong things. The father stayed quiet for years, waiting for the right moment. Then, on his 100th birthday, he finally spoke up. The son thought he knew everything about life. After all, he was 60 years old. He had built businesses. He had raised kids. He thought he was wise. But when he read his father's letter, everything changed. He realized that age doesn't always equal wisdom, and sometimes the simplest truths are the hardest to see. The father's health was failing. He knew this might be his last chance to share what really mattered. So he wrote down 10 lessons that took him 100 years to learn. Now here's where things get really interesting. The first truth that changes everything. The father's first piece of advice shocked everyone. Stop trying to be happy all the time. Wait, what? Isn't happiness the goal? The old man explained it like this. He spent his 20s chasing happiness. Every time something went wrong, he thought his life was ruined. He would get upset when things didn't go perfectly. He wasted so much energy trying to feel good every single day. But around age 40, something clicked. He realized that life isn't about constant happiness, it's about meaning. He wrote, "Some of my best years were my hardest years. The year I lost my job taught me more than 10 easy years combined." He told his son to stop running from pain. Stop thinking that struggle means you're failing. The happiest people aren't those who avoid problems. They're the ones who find purpose in solving them. When his son read this, he thought about all the times he quit things because they got hard, all the relationships he left when they required work, all the dreams he abandoned when they didn't bring instant joy. The father added real numbers to prove his point. He calculated that he felt truly happy maybe 30% of his life, but he felt fulfilled about 80% of the time. There's a huge difference. Happiness comes and goes like weather. Fulfillment sticks around because it comes from doing hard things that matter. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. The relationship secret nobody talks about. Advice number 2 hit the hardest. The father wrote, "In relationships, being interesting is more important than being right." The son had destroyed 2 marriages by always needing to win arguments. He would prove his wife wrong about small things. He would correct her in front of friends. He thought being smart meant showing everyone when they made mistakes. His father explained what he learned after 70 years of marriage. His wife was wrong about plenty of things, but so what? Being right didn't keep the relationship alive. Making her laugh did. Asking about her dreams did. Staying curious about her thoughts did. The old man shared a powerful memory. One night, his wife said tomatoes were vegetables. He knew they were fruits. The old him would have corrected her. Instead, he asked why she thought that. She told him a story about her grandmother's garden. They talked for an hour. He learned things about her childhood he never knew. "That conversation brought us closer than 1,000 times of me being right," he wrote. His son argued with everyone, coworkers, friends, even his own kids, always needing to be the smartest person in the room, always ready with a correction, and he was lonely because of it. The father included this line, "People don't remember what you know, they remember how you made them feel." That one sentence made the son realize why his relationships always felt empty. He had won every argument, but lost every connection. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all, the success trap that ruins lives. Advice number 3 changed how the son saw his entire career. The father wrote, "I never met a man on his deathbed who wished he had worked more." The son had built 3 companies. He had money in the bank. He drove a nice car. but he missed his daughter's childhood. He skipped family dinners for meetings. He took his phone on every vacation. He thought this made him successful. His father told a different story. At age 95, the old man couldn't remember most of his work achievements. He couldn't recall the big deals he closed or the promotions he earned. But he remembered every single fishing trip with his kids. He remembered teaching his grandson to ride a bike. He remembered Sunday breakfasts with his wife. Success isn't what you build, it's who you become and who you love, the letter said. His father admitted his own mistakes. He missed his son's high school graduation for a work trip. He thought providing money was the same as providing love. He was wrong. Now, at 100 years old, with failing health, he realized something crucial. The only wealth that matters is the wealth of relationships and experiences. Everything else disappears. Your job will replace you. Your money will be spent. But the love you gave and the memories you made, those last forever. So what does all this mean for us today? Why these lessons matter more than ever? We live in a world that tells us to chase happiness, be right, and work harder. Social media shows us perfect lives. Bosses demand more hours. Everyone seems to know everything. But this 100-year-old man learned the opposite lessons. Embrace the struggle. Listen more than you speak. Value time over money. These aren't just nice ideas, they're survival tools for a meaningful life. The son realized he had been following the wrong map. Society's rules for success had led him to a lonely place. He had climbed the ladder only to find it was leaning against the wrong wall. The father's advice offers a different path. It says real success is measured in relationships, not achievements. Real wisdom comes from curiosity, not being right. Real happiness comes from meaning, not pleasure. These truths don't change with technology or trends. They're the same at 20, 60, or 100 years old. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. The last words that changed everything. The father's fourth and final piece of advice was just 6 words. You still have time to change. The son thought 60 was too late. Too many mistakes, too many burned bridges, too many wasted years. But his father at 100 was still learning and growing, still finding new joys, still building deeper connections. The old man ended his letter with this truth. Every single morning you get to decide who you want to be. Age is just the number of times you've had that chance. The son cried because he finally understood. All those years weren't wasted. They were preparation for what comes next. His father's letter wasn't about regret. It was about possibility. And that's the real secret. It's never too late to start living the life that actually matters.